It is a scenario that has played out millions of times across America. It is 9:30 p.m. You have had a long day. And you get a specific craving. You want the cold, sugary, vanilla embrace of a McFlurry. You get in your car. You drive to the nearest McDonald's. You pull up to the speaker. And you place your order. But before you can even finish the sentence, you hear the dreaded response that breaks your heart. I am sorry, our ice cream machine is down. It happens so often that it has transcended being just an annoyance. It has become a cultural meme. It is a shared trauma for anyone who loves fast food. On social media, people joke that the machines are broken 99% of the time. There is even a website called McBroken.com, created by a software engineer, which tracks broken machines in real time across the United States. At any given moment, a staggering percentage of the country's 13,000 locations are unable to serve ice cream. But here is the thing. When you stop laughing at the memes and start looking at the data, you realize something is wrong. Wendy's doesn't have this problem. Burger King doesn't have this problem. In-N-Out shakes are always flowing. This is a uniquely McDonald's problem. For years, we have blamed the employees. We assumed they were just lazy. Or they cleaned the machine early to go home. We assumed it was bad luck. But what if I told you that the machine is not broken because of bad luck? What if I told you that the machine is designed to fail? And more importantly, what if I told you that there is a multi-million-dollar economy built entirely on the fact that you cannot get your McFlurry? Today, we are going to expose the real reason behind the broken machines. We are digging into a secret agreement between a massive fast food empire and a quiet equipment manufacturer. We are going to look at the hackers who tried to fix it, and how they were silenced. This is not just about ice cream. This is a story about monopoly, the right to repair, and how a corporation turned a glitch into a goldmine. To understand why this is happening, we first have to meet the villain of our story. It is a large, stainless steel box that sits in the back of almost every McDonald's kitchen. It is called the Taylor C602 digital ice cream machine. To the average person, it looks like a standard soft-serve dispenser. But inside, it is a nightmare of over-engineering. This machine is a beast. It has 2 hoppers, meaning it can dispense vanilla soft serve for cones and McFlurries on one side, and shakes on the other side. Simultaneously, it is pumped full of proprietary software and complex mechanics. But the real problem starts with how this machine keeps the milk safe. Dairy is tricky. Bacteria loves it. So, to ensure the milk doesn't spoil inside the machine, the Taylor C602 undergoes a daily process called the heat treatment cycle. Here is how it works. Every single night, usually around 2 a.m., the machine turns into an oven. It heats up all the milk and ice cream mix inside its tank to exactly 151 degrees Fahrenheit. It holds it there for 30 minutes to kill off any bacteria. And then it rapidly cools it back down to freezing so it is ready to serve in the morning. This sounds great in theory. It means employees don't have to drain and clean the machine every single night, which saves labor. However, this heat cycle is where the nightmare begins. The machine is incredibly sensitive. If the temperature is off by just a single degree, or if the amount of mix in the hopper is slightly too low or too high, the machine fails the cycle. And when it fails, it doesn't just say, "Try again." It locks itself out. It completely shuts down. It will not dispense a single drop of ice cream until a human intervenes to fix it. And often, fixing it requires running the entire 4-hour heat cycle all over again. So, when you pull up at 10 a.m. and the employee says the machine is down, they aren't lying. The machine is likely sitting there, locked out, holding the ice cream hostage because something went slightly wrong at 3 a.m. the previous night. Now, you might be thinking, okay, technology glitches, just reset it. But this is where the plot thickens. This is where we move from bad design to predatory business. When the machine locks out, it displays an error message on its small digital screen. But these messages are cryptic. They don't say, "Add more mix," or "Temperature too high." They say things like, "Error code XS500," or simply give a vague warning light. The employees at McDonald's are not trained to decode these messages. The service manual that comes with the machine is hundreds of pages long. confusing, and often doesn't even list the specific codes that appear on the screen. It is almost as if the manufacturer, the Taylor Company, doesn't want the McDonald's employees to know what is wrong. This brings us to the core of the scheme. When the machine breaks, and the manager cannot figure out the cryptic code, they have only one option. They are contractually obligated to call a certified Taylor technician. This is not a suggestion, it is a rule. McDonald's franchisees are largely not allowed to hire a local handyman or try to fix it themselves. They must call Taylor, and when a Taylor technician arrives, they charge a premium rate. We are talking about hundreds of dollars just for showing up, and then hundreds more for every 15 minutes of work. The technician walks in, presses a secret sequence of buttons on the machine, a sequence that the employees are not told, and enters a hidden service menu. This menu tells the technician exactly what is wrong in plain English. Maybe a sensor was dirty. Maybe the hopper was too full. It is often a 5-minute fix. The technician resets the machine, bills the franchise owner $300, and walks away. Do you see the conflict here? The Taylor Company makes the machine, but they also make money every time the machine breaks. In fact, financial documents have shown that a massive portion of Taylor's revenue, estimates say up to 25%, comes not from selling the machines, but from servicing them. If Taylor made a machine that never broke, or if they made a machine that was easy for employees to fix themselves, they would lose millions of dollars in service fees. They have a financial incentive to keep these machines complicated, fragile, and secretive. This dynamic created a frustration bubble that was about to burst. Franchise owners were losing money. Customers were angry. Employees were stressed. And into this chaos stepped two unlikely heroes. A couple named Jeremy O'Sullivan and Melissa Nelson. They were not ice cream experts, they were tech entrepreneurs. And they built a small device that would threaten to tear down Taylor's entire empire. Jeremy O'Sullivan and Melissa Nelson invented a small gadget called Kytch. Kytch was a brilliant piece of engineering. It was a small computer, about the size of a Raspberry Pi, that could be installed directly inside the Taylor ice cream machine. It worked by intercepting the internal communications of the machine. Remember those secret codes that only the expensive technicians could read? Kytch cracked them. It pulled that data and sent it to a user-friendly app on the franchise owner's smartphone. Suddenly, instead of seeing a cryptic error code like XS500, the manager would get a notification on their phone saying, "The hopper is slightly too full. Remove some mix." Or, "The temperature is dropping too fast. Check the seal." It translated the machine's robotic language into plain English. It empowered the restaurant owners to fix problems themselves in 5 minutes. Instead of waiting 2 days and paying $500 for a technician. It was a revolution. Franchise owners loved it. Word spread fast. And soon, Kytch devices were being installed in hundreds of McDonald's locations across the country. For a brief moment, the ice cream was flowing. The machines were working. The problem was solved. But if you know anything about monopolies, you know they do not like being disrupted. Taylor, the manufacturer, saw Kytch not as a helper, but as a threat. Every time a Kytch device helped a manager fix a machine, Taylor lost money on a service call. Kytch was directly attacking their 25% profit margin. And this is where the story turns dark. This is where McDonald's, the parent company, had to make a choice. Support their franchise owners who were saving money and serving happy customers. Or support their longtime partner, Taylor?
It won't move.
They chose the partner. In late 2020, McDonald's corporate sent out a memo to every franchisee. They ordered them to immediately remove all Kytch devices from their machines. The language used in the warnings was terrifying. They claimed that Kytch breached the machine's confidential data, and, more seriously, they claimed the device posed a safety risk. They suggested that Kytch could allow the machine to run while the door was open, potentially causing serious human injury. Jeremy and Melissa were shocked. They knew their device was safe. They had engineered it specifically to listen to the machine, not to override its safety locks. They believed these claims were completely fabricated to scare the franchise owners. But the final nail in the coffin was even more suspicious. At the same time McDonald's was banning Kytch, They announced that they were certifying a new device to help with the machines. A device that did almost the exact same thing as Kytch. And guess who made this new authorized device? A company called Powerhouse Dynamics. And who is a major partner of Powerhouse Dynamics? You guessed it, the Middleby Corporation, the same company that owns Taylor. It was a classic kill and copy strategy. They killed the independent competitor using fear and legal threats, only to replace it with their own product so they could keep the money within their own ecosystem. Kytch fought back. They filed a massive lawsuit against Taylor and McDonald's, alleging trade libel and interference with contracts. They obtained internal emails during the legal discovery process that were explosive. In these emails, Taylor executives were caught discussing how to stop Kytch to protect their service revenue. One email even admitted that Kytch was actually a great tool, but they had to get rid of it. While the legal battle drags on, the losers are the people on the ground. The franchise owners were forced to go back to the old way, broken machines, angry customers, and expensive service bills. This story matters because it is not just about ice cream. It is the perfect example of a much larger battle happening in technology today: the right to repair. Whether it is John Deere tractors that farmers cannot fix, iPhones that are glued shut, or McDonald's ice cream machines, the pattern is the same. Corporations are selling us products, but they are retaining control over how we use them. They are turning ownership into a subscription. You bought the machine for $18,000, but you don't really own it if you are not allowed to fix it. This system creates a perverse incentive where waste and inefficiency are profitable. It is more profitable for Taylor if the machines are fragile. It is more profitable for Apple if you have to buy a new phone instead of replacing a battery. So, the next time you drive through a McDonald's and get told the machine is down, don't get mad at the teenager working the window. They are just as frustrated as you are. The machine is not broken because they are lazy. It is broken because a billion-dollar agreement says it has to be. The technology exists to make these machines work perfectly. The solution was right there, plugged in, and working, but it was ripped out to protect a bottom line. Until we have strong right to repair laws that stop companies from monopolizing service, the ice cream machine will remain a symbol of everything that is broken in our modern economy. Thank you for watching. If you want to dive deeper into how monopolies affect your daily life, click the video on the screen right now. And maybe, just maybe, go get a milkshake from In-N-Out instead.